Oh dear, thank you very much. I'm a little lost for words, actually, to be absolutely honest. I want to first thank AAM, obviously, and Aaron firstly for inviting Joanna, my wife, and I here today, and for all the wonderful work that they do. We came to DC yesterday, and this entire trip has been an exercise in humility for me, honestly speaking from the heart. It began last night. Aaron took us to a dinner, absolutely lovely dinner, and we met some policymakers here. And as a filmmaker, somebody used to, as I think I said last night at the dinner, throwing bread rolls from the back of the class at figures of authority, which is part of what filmmakers have to do. It was humbling to meet people at the sharp end who actually have to make the decisions, deal with the complex and dangerous issues of the world that the rest of us on my side of the business carp at, criticize, sometimes congratulate. That was humbling. It was humbling to see the work of the fellow recipients tonight. Extraordinary, extraordinary work in such variety and amidst such difficulty and work made with such courage. And I salute them. And there's nothing more humbling if you're a filmmaker. You want to try and find ways to tell the truth about the world as you see it. That's the job. And you try and tell those stories as honestly as you can and without fear or favor. And sometimes you get it right, and sometimes you get it wrong, and sometimes they work quite well, and sometimes, more often, not so well. And then you beat yourself up, and then you come again, and you find another story, and you try and make sense of the dangerous and difficult and complex world that we all have to inhabit. And in making these two films, Captain Phillips and United 93, it was about telling real stories, real lives. And that gives you a responsibility. And of course, you're trying to do everything in your power to harness the creativity of all the wonderful actors and technicians, and you're blessed by, in both those two films' cases, wonderful studios who get a lot of criticism in society for some of their commercial choices. But in both those two films, oh my, they supported those films extraordinarily. And those films couldn't have been made without their support. But in the end, it's the relationships with these men and women that are humbling for me as a filmmaker. And if the films have their consent, if the films tell a story that they recognize, then on behalf of all the men and women who worked on those films, then I'm humbled and I'm grateful, and I thank them beyond measure for their grace and their sacrifice. And we'll be friends for life. It's been the greatest privilege of my life making those two films. Thank you.